Hey everyone, Spicy Toast Gaming here. Hope you're having a great day. Hope this video can make it a little bit better. Today we're going to be showing off our Galeforce Akshan build, specifically for the tier list, just so people know why we are rating him so high. But first, let's go and break down his constellation. Your countdown completion effects activate twice, so whenever one of our landmarks counts down, the special effect it will do just goes off twice, which will be very good. When an allied landmark counts down, give allies 1 power this round. You can actually count down your landmarks very quickly, so this gives you a ton of power, even if it is temporary. Game starts, summon a Warlord's Palace. Good. Craftsman's Favor, round start, create a fleeting time and dedication in hand. Targeting, very important for us. It helps count down our landmarks, such as our Warlord's Palace. You see, when you target allies, advance me 1. So this is nice just for a little bit of extra scaling, and then countdown. Then mana flow, and then right here, when a allied Warlord's Palace is destroyed, steal a mana gem, or when an allied Warlord's Horde is destroyed, revive the strongest dead non-ephemeral ally. Now, for the build we're going for Galeforce Scout, round and shuffle me back in your deck. This is very good. With the Scout, gaining 2 attacks with Akshan is incredibly powerful, but then him actually going back into his deck is very good, since then we can play him again. Since he's a 2 cost, he's very easy to play every single round. When we play him, he's able to summon the Warlord's Palace or the Warlord's Horde if he's leveled, so we get even more countdown completion effects, and overall Galeforce has actually been very, very good. Echoing, just get a bunch of Akshans in our deck, great for Galeforce, but then we also get a lot of his champion spell, which is excellent, gives us a lot of removal, and then the Scoundrel Hunter just for that challenger, very good with the Galeforce to make sure we can be targeting the correct units, and then also giving us a good effect of when we actually play our Akshan. Let's go ahead and grab him here. Now, in the tier list, we currently have him up in the S tier, actually. Now, close to like the bottom of S tier, which a lot of people are surprised by. They don't think he is that good. Now, for me, I think he's either like bottom of S or top of A, but just wanted to show people how good and how strong he actually can be. Let's go ahead and grab him here. We've been trying to test everyone against this. Now, for Akshan, he normally can end in like the first 1 or 2 rounds, but Cage Match will obviously put a limit to that, and they'll get a lot of extra mana. So we'll see how good we can do here. Let's go for power, see what we can get. Allies have Faded, Summon 2, Powder Kegs. Faded's not bad, because we do have a lot of targeting, so this could give us a bit of extra scaling, although it doesn't matter quite as much for our Akshan, since he's going to be shuffled back in our deck, and he's the main person we're playing. So I think let's do a reroll here. Power Overwhelming, good, but we're kind of trying to stay away from some of the legendary powers. I think we'll probably go for the communal mana flow. They'll get so much mana that they'll hit the 10 cap very quickly, and so we'll stop helping them, but it could help us get some extra mana. So sure, let's try this out. That'll be interesting. And let's go for Mirror Mage. We wouldn't mind getting some extra copies of our Akshan, so I think let's re-roll a couple of these. So since they have so much mana, I think we're going to try to pass so they can play something first. We don't want to drop our Akshan and then they try to immediately kill him.
I'm something of an aspiring trichologist.
All right, sure. Let's drop him right here.
You know how it is.
We'll go for, one of these for a bit of targeting. Also helps us count down a little bit more. We can go for our scout attack and kill that unit. Also helps count down our landmark. We could try to get the Mirror Mage off the board, especially because it is going to be able to scale up with spells. Sure, let's get another strike off right here. So he's going to get recalled, and then this will count down. All right, so I want to get some blockers going. So I think let's go for these Relics of Power, just to summon some Sandstone Chargers. And let's drop our Akshan, who now that he's leveled, he will be proccing both the Warlord's Palace and the Warlord's Horde. Pretty awesome. Alright, let's play this right here. With the targeting, we get both of them counting down. We can go for the grappling hook, which when we target him, both these will count down, buffing up both of our units again. So he'll be strong enough to kill one of these right here. We could actually let Akshan die. He's going to get shuffled back into our deck anyways. If he dies, he will be our strongest dead ally. So with our 6-star, which kind of being blocked, but with our 6-star, he would start getting summoned again. So sure, let's go ahead and drop this right here. All right, let's go for our Vagabond,
Nice living off stolen coin.
just to further count these down.
Any man into a monster.
All right, let's predict, draw one, get another Akshan. There we go. Let's drop him right here.
Which one of us is stronger, Akshan?
Have we met?
Do you like what you see?
All right, so now we've got the Sentinel Horde, we can play kind of the most broken thing. Draw 2 cards, your cards cost 1 less this round. So we can play these back to back. And then we can go for a Relic of Power, predict, draw 1. We want to get another Akshan if we can.
Righteously reclaimed.
There we go. So we could play a lot of these to buff up his strike, but we want to get his Warlord's Horde starting to be made. We have to play one of these just to target him, though. All right, another Akshan, not too bad. Let's target that. Will he be strong enough? I think let's go ahead and get rid of this one for now. All right, there we go. So now we got... Oh, right, this always pops up. Let's put people right here. Go ahead, get rid of that. All right, let's give him that Overwhelm. And by targeting him, we're reducing down all of these landmarks. We could play some of our other units, but I think let's just go ahead and attack. I think let's get rid of their effects right there.
Villains beware.
And for our scout attack, sure, we can go right here. They shouldn't be able to buff up him anymore. Although I suppose let's put him first to make the second strike do a little bit more damage. And then once again we can attack right here.
Rob 'em blind.
And so we would be able to end right here, except for the fact that they have the cage match. Not too bad. We could play some other units. I think we are... Well, we do have the space for these right there. Sure, let's drop this.
Almost got it.
Alright, so we immediately proc our Warlord's Horde again, giving us our Akshan back. And then we go for the Warlord's Horde, making all of our cards cost 2 less. We are at 9 cards, this will be perfect. So pretty much anything they play, we're just going to absolutely destroy. Predict, draw 1. We have just an army full of Akshans. They drop any unit, and they're just dead.
Took care of the guards, boss.
Good. Now let me do my thing.
Everyone should have a grappling hook.
So you get to a point we have so much control, it's a little ridiculous. They will just grant allies 1 power. Alright, so we could keep playing more Akshans, but we can just go ahead and drop this right here. And GG. Huh, I've never seen us actually get a Warlord's Horde as a copy we can actually grab before. That'll be interesting. It gets the mana potion, symbol of strength. When summoned or destroyed, summon a follower. It could clutter our boards a little too much, but I think it'd be fun to try. Let's go for the support champion. Neela could be interesting. Pretty good for our spammier playstyle. A lot of draw. That could be okay. Sure, let's go ahead and go with Neela. Alright, champion item, we'd like to see that, so yeah, let's head here. So, Herald of Spring. Alright, we got a couple Akshans. I think let's get rid of Barbara. Alright, again, they have so much mana, we'll try to pass so they can play something first. Alright, we'll try to go for our Akshan.
Break rules? I bend them slightly.
Sadly, we can't quite play his grappling hook because we have to target him first, but let's scale him up a little bit, so he is now strong enough to start killing their Heralds of Spring. The amount of removal you can have is, yeah, pretty fantastic. Lifesteal, I think let's actually kill the Elusive. Well, the Elusive will be easier to kill later. Let's, yeah, get rid of their slightly bigger unit. Do we want to drop this already? I think let's hold off for now. So he goes back, this procs, he is now going to be leveled. So let's go ahead and drop him right here. Hopefully they don't immediately attack, just because we need to get our targeting off. All right, perfect. So we can play this for the targeting. We do already have a lot of Akshans. Sure, let's still do the predict draw one. More the merrier. And predict draw one again. We could go for blockers. All right, let's go for a grappling hook and get that unit off the board. Do we care about that one? I think let's go ahead and kill this one right here. Alrighty. And then this next round is where things are gonna get a little ridiculous. So we're already at 9 cards. I think we'll still, yeah, go ahead and play this right here. And we are at 10. We need to play a card. Sure, let's drop this one for free.
Stop eating or no more walkies.
And draw 2. Cards cost less. Let's drop our Akshan.
Keep your head down, okay?
The amount of scaling we are going to get is going to be a little silly. We can go ahead and kill that. I suppose we should also drop our Neela, which Neela is also going to give us another relic. Let's go ahead and go for our Vagabond to further count this down, buffing up all of our units. Let's go for the Relic of Power, predict draw 1, try to get some more Akshans. We have some more of his champion spell, which we can play for free, which further just reduces down the cost of everything else. Let's get rid of that item. You just get to a point in like the mid game, normally round 3, where you get such a broken combo, it's a little ridiculous. You have so much removal, so much scaling. Alright, let's go ahead and buff him. Again, all of this we're able to play for free. So we could play this again to draw 2 cards, make all of our cards cost 2 less. I think we probably will. Just because then we get even more and more removal. By playing this, we get our other landmark to proc again. Yeah, you can go almost infinite, which is a little silly. So this is why I think Akshan is such a ridiculous champion. Because we just keep going. So we could go for our Vagabond, but yeah, we slightly don't have enough room for the other landmark anymore. I think here we could keep predicting and drawing, but let's just buff up our units. We have so much damage, we're not going to be able to end. Like, I think we will get his scout attack just for the countdown effect, but we could keep buffing him even more. And yeah, I believe this is just turn 3. Yeah, turn 3, we have more than enough damage to be able to end, and pretty much anything they play, we could just completely shut down.
Dance with me.
But now we wait. Alright, let's drop this here, get that palace going.
Taking it back.
And use this for her. Alright, bunch of stuff we could play, but let's just attack, and that should be GG. Yep. Promising future. Grant my allied landmarks my completion effect activate twice. 2 cost. Interesting. Do we have any of these in our deck already? Does she come with that one? No. Doesn't look like it. Sure, I think let's grab this one. Not too likely we're going to play any of them, to be honest. Let's go here for champion item. Strike, draw one. That'll give me too much draw. Let's go with the pickaxe. That can be nice. Let's head for the shop. So green glade caretaker. Absolver's not bad. Let's get rid of both of these. We'd like to have another copy of Akshan or our support champion as well.
Nature blesses her followers.
All right, once again, we're going to try to pass. They have 5 mana.
Nature blesses her followers.
That's a little rough, but still, we'll try to drop Akshan here.
Yours to settle, cooks to kill. You know how it is.
That barrier is going to be a little rough. Because, yeah, they're all strong enough that we can attack, and we could attack twice, but, I mean, I guess we have barrier as well, so there is that. Sure, let's go right here.
Nature blesses her
Yeah, let's get rid of her. That barrier is, yeah, not great for us, though.
These woods protect
All right, so here we're going to go a little bit faster. When either player summons a unit, give it barrier. We're going to go for our sandstone chargers. We want to make sure we have blockers right away. And since they're focus speed, we can't use them to respond. Akshan might die to that.
Smoke is worthless. We are what we do.
But every time we drop him, it is worth it because he gives us our 2 landmarks back. We could actually play that as well. Let's drop this here. We could go for a grappling hook. But I think, yeah, let's get another one of these counting down.
Don't think I won't unmake you because I will.
I think let's go ahead and kill this one for now.
Everyone should have a grappling hook.
Fine and wisp. Steady my hand.
Alright, so we're getting a couple kills. Well, 1 kill, but blocking a good amount of damage. And now we have 3 landmarks, all counting down. Let's go for Neela first.
Joy. Unbound and everlasting.
And then let's go for the Vagabond. We need this proc to give us our draw. So now we can predict draw 1, try to get some more of our Akshans back. So that's the really good thing with the Galeforce is even if you don't have him in hand, you're normally able to still generate him. Yeah, I think I'll still do a predict draw 1. Let's drop him right here.
Have we?
And now we can do the super broken effect of drawing 2, making all of our cards cost less. And then let's start playing our Akshan. I guess we haven't targeted him, so let's go for the Absolver right there.
Faith is what I make.
Did not mean to grab that card. Let's go ahead and, yeah, start killing some of their units.
My grove.
Yeah, we'll just keep going right here.
This is
It is really annoying how that happens. Draw 2, your cards cost 1 less. It's so strong.
everyone should have a grappling hook.
And we'll just keep going. Now, Akshan games can go. It's kind of similar to like Neela, or not Neela, Nami. Yeah, Nami or Morgana, where the matches might end in like the first couple rounds, but the game actually takes a little while to actually go through.
Villains beware.
Let's get our scout attack off. Further count down our landmarks. So again, we can just keep playing. Right now, we have like 6 cost reduction,
Take me.
or going to. Yeah, I think we have like -6 cost reduction, so everything we have is just free. Because we've gotten our landmarks to count down so many times. And we can just keep doing predict, draw 1. So right now, all of these cards, we can just keep playing for free. So if the enemy still had things to play, it doesn't matter, we can still match them. And like, look at our hand right now. Like, we're pushing so much damage. I think this is still turn 3. Turn 3, we have more than enough to kill pretty much anyone in the game. It's a little ridiculous in the best possible way. Yeah, we'll just grant allies 1 power.
Theirs is now ours.
Must be nice living off stolen coins.
I think we'll just pass. The game's pretty much already won, so it doesn't Doesn't particularly matter.
The others. Affirmative.
Yeah, we'll drop Akshan, sure.
One of us is stronger, Akshan.
Have we met?
We'll go ahead and pass right there. Now, we do have a lot of big units, but we don't actually have Overwhelm at the moment. So let's give that to her. There is a chance they could have their one card being a stun. So let's proc this right here to give her spell shield. And GG. I guess. Oh, I can't kill the Nexus, yeah. GG. When I'm summoned, I capture the strongest enemy. I think we're fine. Don't really care about any of these. I suppose we'll go for Tidal Invocation, but yeah, not really thrilled about any of them. Let's go for the shop here. Again, we really like our normal deck. Summon a Sparring Student, sure. Having another like blocker is fine. What do we want to cut? I think we'll get rid of the Safecracker. We're probably never going to play it. Now let's go for Howling Abyss. I think we'll still get rid of that one. Sure. Let's also get rid of the Formless Blade. We'd rather have another Akshan, but Grappling Hook's not too bad. Once again, we'll try to pass. They should play something. All right, at least they still might play something to mess with us, but try to drop this. Akshan.
You know how it is.
So we could go for the time and focus, which would give us a bit of scaling. We could also drop Neela so she could be on the board already. I think we'll still go right here. This will be a little rough since they will be able to block and we won't be quite strong enough to kill her, but I think let's still attack. Well then. So we'll hit 11 after we get the strike off, so we still can't kill her. But let's go ahead and attack, get some damage down. Okay, yeah, they're wanting to mess with the other person. That is totally fine with us. So pretty much all of our effects are focus speed. So this could blow up in our face because they could immediately just attack and kill Akshan. But we will try to drop this here. Alright, that's kind of sucks, but is fine, I suppose. Alright, predict draw one.
What was theirs is now ours.
We need our Akshan. Sandstorm Charger. We need another copy of Akshan to get the strikes off, so I think we'll try to do a predict draw one. So we could kill their Elise, but Renekton is the real threat. Don't think we'll really be able to hit quite enough to be able to kill him. Let's maybe pass and see what they end up doing, but we're probably going to play this grappling hook right there. But yeah, it's so much damage. So let's just get rid of that. We could use the grappling hook to strike, and we'd be able to kill Renekton, but he'd still get his strike off, or we can kill Elise right now and get the 12 damage. They would still have their Renekton on the board, though, which is definitely a little worrying. I think we'll go for the Elise. It will save us a lot of health right now. Alright, so we got our Akshan. We are at 10 cards, so we can't quite play one of these yet. Let's go for a time and dedication. We do actually have a lot of mana to play with. All right, all cards costing one less. That is nice. I was gonna say play this to get it out of hand, but by playing it, we then generate another card. Let's try to drop Neela so she can start scaling.
And I smile.
Yeah, I kind of figured. Let's go ahead and go for a grappling hook right here to kill their Renekton. Nice. I suppose we'll pass. Alright. We could do some predict draw 1, but I think let's go for damage. Let's summon actually some Sandstone Chargers here. Alright, play this, draw 2, make cards cost 1 less. Nice. And let's go for the Absolver, make our Akshan a little bit stronger, so his scout attack can be even better.
This is justice.
I must become the leader they need.
Your strength is lacking.
Alrighty. Actually, I mean, we could do that, or we could take this opportunity to let Akshan get another strike off. So yeah, we'll skip the block, I suppose. And then we can attack right here. I think this is, once again, still just round 3. Yes. And able to end once again. Not too bad. I think since we have the extra mana, we'll play some units just to have some extra blockers. And sure, let's
Aren't we an all-star?
make it so that goes off twice. Alright, pretty big Renekton. Little bit of a worry. We're gonna try to drop our Akshan.
That gun looks expensive. Can I hold it? No.
Deal 8 to all except Titanic allies. Oof. Well, that is not very nice. Oh, look, Ledros.
An exuberant flow.
The one issue is a lot of our effects, they are all focus speed. So we are not good at responding to what the enemy is particularly doing. Alright, so they are out of mana, so we know they're going to attack. While we do have other things we could play, we have to do stuff right now to kill their Renekton. And then here we can get a whole bunch of our cards going. Let's check again what we're at. Alright, 8 cards. Yeah, we are fine.
Behold the power of the seventh seal.
I do not break rules. I bend them slightly.
Let's go for the spell shield for our champions.
Rags goes, bag loot. She
And yeah,
gets-
we could go for our slipstream, draw more cards, play a lot of extra cards, but they don't really have anything for us to kind of deal with. So I think we'll just
Dance with me.
attack and end the game. GG. We're gonna summon, draw a spell, Fury on a dragon, strike, draw 1. Fury on a dragon's not bad. We often can have a little bit too much draw, actually. I think we'll go for the Fury. Could go for some better stats, but it's fine. Alright, power here. Early bird, gearing up. What is our weakest follower? I think we'll just go for the gearing up. That can be okay, even if it just uses blockers. Cutting card is fine. Let's go for Jagged Butcher. Alright, let's get rid of a couple of these. Double Akshan is quite nice. Again, we'll try to pass. Since they have the 6 mana, they'll probably play something. And let's go for our Akshan.
I bend them slightly.
Yeah, if we get just like one more cost reduction for spells, we could go and like drop our time and dedication, drop double grappling hooks. Well, let's go ahead and target him right here. I do like the amount of removal you can have, because with doing 2 attacks the first turn with that challenger, pretty awesome.
Don't know much, do ya?
All right, let's kill that right there.
Poor thing.
So yeah, we're not often ending turn 1 here, but we're in such a good position that it's pretty excellent.
Nothing like the stink of blood and sweat.
Alright, so let's drop our Akshan, get both of our landmarks on the board, counting down, buffing up all of our units.
Good people don't look the other way.
Let's do a time dedication. And yeah, let's go ahead and kill that right here.
Everyone should have a grappling hook.
And I think let's use another one right there. And let's do a predict draw 1. More Akshans, not bad. And let's go again. Perfect. Alright, here we go again.
Scores to settle, cooks to kill.
Him counting down all your landmarks is so strong.
Don't know much.
Let's drop one of these, get some cost reduction going. We can go for our time and dedication right here. Let's... do we want to go for the spell shield? It wouldn't be bad. Also, we wouldn't mind getting maybe our other landmark again. Let's go ahead and kill this guy right here. Here. Hate it.
Villains beware.
So yeah, the cost reduction is nice, but I think we'll actually go for the spell shield.
Everyone should have a grappling hook.
I think let's just go for the extra power here. And sure.
This is justice.
Alright. Scout attack. Oh look, another person. Bye-bye.
Justice was fun.
And then once again, we have so much extra damage, we could push way more. We could reduce down everything even further. Sure, let's kind of use it just for the draw at this point.
Don't mind if I do.
Yeah, we'll drop one of these for the Warlord's Palace.
Shut up and fight.
And sure. Alright. I will just pass and see what they do. Oh no! Anyways.
Let's see which one of us is stronger, Akshan.
Have we met?
I love the amount of removal you have.
Everyone should have a grappling hook.
Alright, GG. I guess we can go for more copies of the Absolver. Solitary Monk, nice. What do we want to cut? Probably Tile Invocation. I don't think we're ever playing it. I think it's kind of just clutter in our hand, generally. Don't really want any of these. Get a Mana Gem. Oh, let's leave and see. So another shop right there. Kind of wanting to stay away from the legendaries. I don't want to skew these runs too much. So while this is obviously great, I think we'll actually pass on it for now. Frostbite it, that's fine. Let's see if we can get something a little bit better. We normally don't have that many units die. When we summon an 8 health, 8 costs, granted 8/8. Normally our units start small and get bigger. 2 cost unit from your deck. That could be our Akshan, which his one effect is a play effect, the Scoundrel Hunter. But sure, I think we'll still grab it. Let's go for the other shops. Let's hit up Horns of the Dragon. Let's get rid of these two, but multiple Akshans is pretty great. Akshan on the board isn't too bad. They don't have to spend the mana to play him, so we can use that right here. Although hitting that unit's not really going to do anything. I think let's try to pass and hope they play. All right, they did not want to play anything. Well, that figures.
I see a little backup has arrived.
You need new jokes, Kyan.
We'll drop Akshan.
Scores to settle, cooks to kill. You know how it is.
Let's go for time and dedication right here.
Cannot run from absolution.
So yeah, we're already leveled. I think let's drop this as we can play it for free, and it can further count down.
Patrol 1, Patrol 2, Patrol 3.
All right, let's slowly work on
Justice was fun.
counting these down and killing all their units. Like, we could go for the British draw 1, but I think we're fine at the moment.
This is progress.
All right, getting rid of their challenger units so they can't grab our Akshan or anyone else. We can get the best blocks. Predict draw 1. Oh look, another Akshan.
Theirs is now ours.
Yeah, the Absolver can be fine.
Just like we practiced.
As we practice, team.
All right, a lot of quick attacks. Not particularly great.
Hey,
Do we care about a lot of these units? Not necessarily.
Wanna arm
We're
myself?
fine with just reducing down the damage we're taking. Also, they're going to get revived here in a moment. Alright, Akshan time.
Don't look the other way.
It's so many cards. And yeah, there's the revived units. Alright, we are at 9 cards. Let's use one of these.
If I do,
We want to get a little bit of cost reduction. Play that one right there. Do we want the treasure seeker? Let's actually go right here. So let's go for the grappling hook so we can start getting our other landmark also counting down. And let's still go for some extra cost reduction. Let's drop this unit to further cost or reduce down the Warlord's Palace.
Shut up and fight.
And we'll just slowly kill everything that they have. Yeah, let's go for the extra draw some more. Man, not actually drawing that many copies of Akshan. Huh. Oh well, let's go ahead and buff him up. Suppose we could have used the, predicts before we
Faith is what I make.
did some draw. But we can go for the overwhelm right here. Sure, we're gonna go predict draw one.
What was theirs is now ours.
And all of these are just so cost reduced down. There's a lot we could play, but we'll just work on getting this over with. With Akshan, you can just keep going so long. It's hilarious.
plug and play.
And once again, just hitting the cap on how much we can end up doing. Let's just give our champion spell shield.
Finders keepers.
Beauty charms while claws take hold.
We'll see which one of us is stronger, Akshan.
Have we?
We have not had an ally die, so dropping this doesn't really matter. I think let's pass.
Ready, willing, and alert.
All right, let's
Dodge this.
let both of these die.
Tomorrow, evolve me.
And then we just drop this guy right here. Great. All right, GG. Ooh, lucky find in hand isn't bad. A little bit more on the expensive side. I think let's actually grab the Formless Blade and then cut it. While it's a fine card, we just want to make sure we have kind of the fewest amount of cards possible in our deck. So we're more likely to draw our Akshan. Ooh, cards you draw cost 1 less. That's actually very, very good for us. Nice. Let's go for the healer. We could play for free, but it's going to take up board space. Yeah, we'll just get rid of it. Let's go for Elise. That's a lot of Akshan. All right, we'll drop this right here. Let's go ahead and kill Elise right away. Let's drop another one of these right away. Let's go for our scout attack. And we're leveled.
Fixing the world one scoundrel at a time.
All right, we can predict and draw one. Go for Neela.
Righteously reclaiming.
The predict draw one is going to be pretty good. Just try to avoid the spiders that are in our deck. And we can go ahead and attack right here. All right, that was a pretty excellent turn one, if I do say so myself. All right, let's try to drop our Akshan.
The other way.
All right, target him once. And now let's just kill some of these more annoying units.
Grappling hook.
All right, go for the extra draw. Cards cost 2 less or 1 less. We might pull out some of their annoying spiders. but still, the cost reduction I think is worth it. Yeah, there goes both of those. Let's go for the grappling hook first, just so we get our other landmark on the board. Now let's drop Neela right here to further count down that landmark.
Mine to command.
And let's go ahead and pass. Alrighty, we are
Come, test your might.
pretty much fine with
Oh, you're in for it.
Oh, God.
a lot of our units dying, because we can start reviving people later,
Oh, wait.
and we can also just refill our board a little bit right here. Let's drop this one,
Our celebration can soon
and let's target right here. This will give us our double predict draw one. So even when we run out of cards, it's like we're normally fine. I think let's still drop this right here so we can get the other landmark going.
You know how it is.
Then do the predict draw one again. Another Akshan. Unfortunately, we haven't been able to target Akshan, so he's not going to be able to, well, get the strike off. Also, killing these kind of doesn't matter.
Villains beware.
Let's go for our scout attack.
Come on, try me.
Sure, let's... Actually, last breath, create a lucky find in hand.
Oh, so close. My festivity.
So this will let us target our Akshan. Overwhelm is nice. We can now go for the grappling hook
Justice was fun.
to get some more of this going. Alright, we might end up getting them... Come on. There we go. A lot of cards, so this could be bad, but let's go for the draw two, because we do need some more cards to play. Alright, Neela, nice. Yeah, she'll kind of take up some space where
Rises you. Take me.
our other landmark would go.
Joyful and swift.
I guess we'll just keep drawing slipstreams. Alright, we're not going to have space for our other landmark, sadly. Let's try to get some targeting down, I think.
Faith is what I make.
He already has overwhelms, so let's put that right there. Sure, let's do Prophecy of the Future. I do love how long you can go. Alright, so we got that one. Do some more predict draw ones. Another Akshan, perfect.
Is now out.
They have so many units that it is totally fine. Also, looks, we have 10 mana. They do not, because we've stolen so much of their mana.
This is glorious.
Yeah, if they play more units, we can just keep on killing them.
Finders keepers. Villains beware.
Alright, so we already got our scout attack off.
How about the party trick?
And yeah, we're capping out on how much damage we can actually do to them. But we're in such a strong position of power, it's like they play anything and we just kill them. Kind of would like them to actually kill one of our units, but I feel like it's unlikely. Yeah, our other palace is just going away. Yeah, let's go ahead, target Akshan. We actually get too many units. Let's, yeah, go for the draw two.
Progress. Don't mind if I do.
Yeah, sadly,
Everyone should
we provide too many units, so we're not actually able to generate more of our landmarks. Suffering from success.
Let's see how you handle this.
All right, let's go ahead and attack. There really shouldn't be anything they can do to stop this. Yep. GG. Alright, so that was Galeforce Akshan. Long match, but that's mostly just because of the cage match, always inflating the times. I think he is very good, especially with this build. You normally play him turn 1, you're able to take out 2 enemy targets from the board, and then often he either levels turn 1 or at the very end of the turn when he gets recalled. You have so many copies of him, you can just keep playing him. And then consistently, I think every game, we had enough damage to end on turn 3. And we had so much power on turn 3 that even if the enemy had like double their Nexus health, we still could have just blasted through. And we have a ridiculous amount of removal. Our units scale up so high. I do feel like Akshan is one of the strongest in the game. So during our rankings, we had him here at like the bottom of S tier. Again, this is just the preliminary rankings. We are going to be adjusting a lot of these. This is just kind of our discussions with chat to get kind of a good starting point. And I put him pretty much at the bottom of S tier. A lot of people were very surprised by that. They didn't think he was very good, but I think he's very strong, very versatile, and you can pretty much steamroll just about all the content in the entire game, but definitely not competing with some of the more busted champions like Ari, Fiddlesticks, Misfortune, Victor, Swain, all those. Definitely a lot stronger, but I do think Akshan should be in like the bottom of S or at least like the top of A. So I hope this video was able to show you how strong he really can be. I think he's been a great addition to the roster and quite a lot of fun. Hope you enjoyed watching the video. Thank you for watching, by the way. Special thank you also to all my awesome members. Hope you all have a great rest of your day. See ya.